Hello everyone, welcome back to more for the 2023 Imperium Cup for Dune Imperium with the Rise of Ix and Immortality expansions. I'm your host and commentator, BlackShadow, and we're continuing Super Sunday as it will, with several games being played back-to-back today, which I'm covering everything that I physically can. Here's a look at the first round brackets. Just 4 games remaining from this round. Reminder that it is only the winners that go through these games to the second round, as well as the top 3 scoring second places, currently held by Heretic, Lamy, Janister, and Justin Bune, but only just. Match J is coming up today. It's going to be featuring Gideon, Ooba, Jocke, and Hzia. And we're going to start by looking at Group B and Gideon, who did finish a sort of narrow 6th place ultimately, but 6th in the end from Group B. So it's kind of a strange group. Beast at the top went really far ahead really quickly with multiple wins early on and pretty much cemented the top spot of the group pretty quickly, which meant it was pretty much a scrap to finish 3rd and 4th mainly. And as you can see, it was a very close affair, a 3-way points tie for 4th place, but Roma just about edging it out on point tiebreaker. Gideon was actually on course for a pretty decent finish in this group, actually. 2nd place finishes as Raban and Ariana, of all people, in the first couple of weeks, and then winning their Week 5 match as Ilban against the likes of Roma. But unfortunately, coming to the final game, a very disappointing 4th place with Gideon ended any hopes of trying to make a top 4 finish. So, a pretty solid group stage all in all, apart from one pretty disappointing match for them. Means that they've got all the work to do here, unfortunately, in the group stages. They'll think they'll fancy themselves to make through, hopefully to at least the quarterfinals and make up for that disappointing result, but it's going to be a long trip for sure. Long-time Dune Imperium player Ooba came 6th in Group R, and this was a pretty crazy group as well. This is one that features Night Fury, who is the only player to have won 4 out of 4 in their group stages and get straight through to the quarterfinals, which meant it was kind of a similar case. It was more of a scrap for making a top 4 finish. Ooba survived a 3-way points tie by a narrow margin, like less than 0.2%, to find their way into the round. I mean, it feels somewhat fortunate to have made it through this far. Ooba has played a lot of Dune Imperium, but it was not a great group stages by their standards. Ooba found a 2nd and 3rd place in the Week 2 fixtures, and then also 2nd place as well in Week 4 playing as Duke Leto, but kind of similar to beforehand. A disappointing 4th place in the final game playing as Hzia Vernius meant that they had to hope for other results in order to make their way through to the final 6. And to be fair, they did. So I think Uber's got a point to prove here. A disappointing group stage, maybe a little fortunate to make it through. But when things are sort of as tight as they are and first place is so far ahead of everyone else, it can make these sort of situations happen. So Uber will want to remedy their not very strong group performance. And I think they've got a good chance of doing so. Jocke came 5th in Group N. Here's a look at this table as well. Again, similar situation. A lot of these groups were ones where the top spot or top 2 spots got locked up fairly quickly, leaving everyone to scrap for what was left. Jocke was a little bit unlucky, actually, not to even make it directly into the second round. Only just missing out to Vidal by points tiebreak. Although his destiny was in his own hands towards the back end of the group. Jocke actually won the very first game of the group, winning in Week 1 as Hzia Vernius, but the momentum quickly fell apart, sadly, with a Week 3 4th place finish as Hundro, Week 4 3rd place with Jocke, and then only managing 3rd again in the final game in Week 6 with Armand, which meant that while he did secure progression to the knockout stages, it was far from convincing. But I do rate Jocke, though. I think Jocke's a pretty solid player, all things being honest. And they are actually, I think, quietly my favourite to make this, to win this group match and progress on to the second round. I think it's going to be pretty tough. I think this is going to be a very tight match regardless of what happens. I think if this goes long, this could get very tense indeed as well. And I think I would like to see us go at 8 rounds or something. I think it could be a really, really good game. So Jocke with plenty to do, but we'll see how he goes. And last up is Hzia, making 5th in Group E. This was a very, very competitive group, actually. Some really good games in this one. This was won by Care and Che Guevara, who are into the quarterfinals. Hzia, with the 12 points to the win, is a better result than certainly some people that have made their way to the groups. I mean, Ooba, for example, only scored 9 points, but that's the way the table dynamics work sometimes. But Hzia had a very strong group showing, I think, overall, narrowly missing out on a top 4 finish due to points tiebreak. Starting off with a very comprehensive win in the opening game as Tezia Vernius against Breeze Town, Cartman Beck, and Mr. Hyde, but was unable to force any decisive victories outside of that. A agonizing second place in week 3 to Pookie, a three-way 10 points tie in week 4, losing out on Spice tiebreaks in 2 places, playing as Hundro, and then in the last game, another 3rd place with Yuna. So a pretty comprehensive Che Guevara win, means that it leaves Hzia with all to do. But I think he'd be pretty happy with their group stage. One of the best records going into this round of knockouts. So maybe they probably, on form, are favourites going into this one. But to be honest, I think it's going to be a really close game. It's hard to call. I'm going to put my money on Jocke as a bit of a dark horse winner here. But everyone here is more than capable of winning this game. So I think this is going to be a real good one. This might come down to just like 1 or 2 real key moments and decisions people make could well turn the tables in this one. So the table is getting set up here. Gideon is in the first seat, which means it will be Jocke to pick up first in the 4th seat. Let's have a look at the opening row and text, and there's a lot of meaty stuff going on here, but a lot of it's pretty pricey. Gola and Paita Genius Advisor on the opening Talaxa row, and Spiritual Fervor is also on the row in the Imperium row. We'll talk about it in a second, but 2 very, very strong Talaxu cards here. Both desirable. Paita probably one of the better cards just in the game, period. And Gola being able to double the agent box of the other card you draft is exceptionally, exceptionally huge. As for the Imperium row, there's a lot of great cards here as well. Treachery, really strong. Stilgar is highly desirable. Jubilation's good for fairly cheap. Spiritual Fervor is interesting because it allows that initial research bump. So you might see someone, if they've got both experimentations, might actually buy this just to get the 3rd specimen for Gola or Paita early. You do see it sometimes. First Ghost is also here, but I don't expect this will be bought. I imagine the row will be trashed probably before then, but you never know. As for our techs here, quite a variety. Shotfleet's very strong, very powerful. Getting those faction bumps, the money's starting, but it is expensive. Sonic Snoopers, it can be useful for some intrigue drawing. Richard Fordham's also on the row. I don't know if we'll see that get bought in this one. It is a bit committing, but those plus 4 swords are obviously really, really strong. As for our leaders, however, well, this is going to be interesting. Beast Raban is kind of the only one of like the ones that get the 10 picked a lot. Other than that, this is going to be very much kind of a people picking as they go. Helena is going to be pretty popular, given the Imperium row for Stilgar or whatever else. Lido also potentially strong. Elazari Kaz has got a really strong graft option in Gola, for example, so that could be pretty strong as well. So I think most leaders have got some use here. Maybe you see Romba from time to time, maybe Ariana from time to time. I'd expect it to be the other 4, but we'll see how this breaks down. So I'd expect to see Jocke pick Beast here in 4th position. It's a good spot for him anyways. Very well-regarded leader. Maybe sometimes you see like a Helena with intentions of getting hold of Stilgar, which is a very good card for it, by the way. Or maybe with a decent intrigue, a decent persuasion withdrawal, might even like try and get hold of Treachery or something. I don't know. I think you can go both ways on it, but I think a lot of people would just take Beast, and you do see Beast indeed. So here's his up. I think Helena's pretty reasonable. Lido in 3rd could be decent. We saw it in the last game. Although, you know, to be fair, he didn't get any alliances, and it's not the best of spots for him. So I think Helena gets picked a lot here, hoping to pull their rings somewhere, you know, to get us something. But it is Lido indeed. Okay, fair enough. Puts pressure on 2nd place to go double fold space, I guess, and it does mean that they can potentially get in front of that, should they draw weird. So Gideon up. I think Helena probably almost gets picked a lot here, but a laser is interesting. But 1st position's not the best for her. Romba is pretty bold, but you don't really know what's out there. Ariana is a bit tricky on this board as well, but potentially Ariana could look to go Research Station round 1 to get hold of Gola or Paita. So I don't hate Ariana. It's not the worst pick going here, but I think Helena gets picked a lot, and then probably a laser in 2nd seat would be my guess, but we shall see. I just think Romba's pretty brave. Ariana's probably not advisable. There's some decent graph cards up there. You know, if you'll manage to get hold of Spiritual Fervor, perhaps, and Red decides to go for something else, because it is Helena, maybe you can get Gola. And Gola is, like, such a good card for you. So I think that's what Ooba's going to be keeping an eye on for you. Hoping to find a way to get hold of Gola round 1 is going to be my suggestion here. Draw's not going to help, though. Here we go, then. We're off to the races. Laser, of course, has one step ahead. She must put down a card to use for the second action. She does put down her Diplo here, I believe it is, and it is indeed. Opening conflict is the Victory Point Skirmish. All rewards are pretty decent here, and I suspect you're going to see plenty of action. So Helena starts off with the usual smuggle. It's pretty standard now. Not really a surprise there. Aleza with double Diplo. Still Suits looks really juicy here. She's got a really poor hand, though, to get hold of Spiritual this round. So this might be going here. There's not a lot of experimentations out there, but she doesn't necessarily know that. Helena might even grab Spiritual here with Signet Ring to get hold of Paita round 1. I could definitely see that. I think Still Suit seems a pretty solid place to begin, and does. I'd like to put in probably the 1 troop. Maybe you put in both, expecting to have to put in your Diplo somewhere else. I think 2's fine, but I'm okay with 1. Ooh, things are a little bit laggy for... That was a bit awkward there. It was lagging a little bit here on the server here, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Leo's got both Diplos and Signet Ring. He can't use all of them effectively. It's hard to go... It's always tricky to go Hardy Warriors, because you never know if Beast has got his ring or not. So just opts to take Fold Space as Aleza declines it because she's got both Fold Spaces in hand. So, but Leono also has both Fold Spaces. So shipping's going to get delayed here. Beast is just going to go Imperial Basin and kind of limp in a troop here with intentions probably to get more in. I think limping in a troop is totally fine. Maybe you just put in 2 and kind of see what happens. I wouldn't mind putting in 2. Maybe potentially even early revealing for Treachery. I wouldn't mind seeing that from Beast. I think I would have put in 2. To give yourself that option. Doing it this way, you're kind of committing yourself to do a second action when you might not necessarily want to. So Helena will use her ring, probably at Carthag. Maybe Arrakis to try to pick... I think Carthag's fine if you're going to go for Stilgar. You've got that persuasion. I imagine she will go Stilgar. Gruesome sacrifice is found, which is huge. So this is all going in immediately. There is no debate about that, either to win the conflict or get the Gruesome off. But in any event, so I do suspect he'll put in all 3 anyways. And for Gruesome. I would be putting in all 3 here all day. If you win it and get a victory point on the cheap, awesome. If you don't, you're probably getting some money out of it. It's perfect time to go Gruesome here. I would do that. So Aleza's got her, she's got a Diplo. She could go Hardy Warriors here. Maybe Wealth is stronger? I don't know. Wealth's 3 coins. Keeping that away from Lido sounds pretty good. Some potential Mentat options round 2 to use with your dagger and turn it into spice. Yeah, and I think that's what is going on here. I don't hate this. Also just going Wealth again, maybe. But you've drawn both your Diplos, so... Lido wants to use his ring to chase. You have to go Haga Basin to do it, except he doesn't and just goes for the city. So sacks off Diplo and the ring effect. Because he wants in on this combat. I'm surprised he didn't go Haga Basin and put in 2 troops. Surely that seems the better option there. Because I think, I don't know, maybe he's expecting to get to Haga Basin Spice. I don't know, interesting. But interesting deciding not to use either of those. That's, you know, a bit brave. So Beast will go Haga Basin for sure, because he knows he's never going to get hold of it. It's also opens... He's got to get in here, and he's looking to go Conspire Swordmaster is the plan here for Beast. So I think he's got to put in at least 2 troops. Maybe you put in all 3 to win the fight. No, he wants... It's weird. He wants the money. Weirdly, for Swordmaster, but he's going to put in 3 so that he's going to try and at least tie and get hold of 2nd place. Is what he's going to do here. He's not expecting to win the fight, which is really weird that he's giving up the victory point just to get Swordmaster straight away. It's a little unusual, but that does happen. Helena reveals the form will grab hold of Stilgar, for sure. Aleza will have a couple to buy. She cannot get Spiritual, much as she definitely wants it. Probably just grab a Liaison and call it a day. Lido's going to have 4 Persuasion. What's Lido doing with 4 Persuasion? G-Manipulation? Probably G-Manipulation. Aleza was only hoping to get a coin out of this, but hasn't. But I think it's fine. You put it in the 1 troop. It's not a disaster. I think Leader will probably take G-Manip. Maybe Benny Initiate sometimes. Wow, just rips it up 4. This is a bit of a liberty. And that's his draw. Well, I'm sorry, Leader, but that's the gamble you took. G-Manipulation was pretty solid here. He's ripped it to try and find a decent 4-coster, and he's totally whiffed. And not even interested in Court Intrigue or anything like that. So, Beast will re-rip it for 5. And he's got Piter there. So, he'll feel a bit happy about that. But yeah, that was a liberty. You know, you've got your atomics. Some people will wait till they're in a bad spot. Some people will just punt it first round and try and high roll for a good card. But if you miss it, you know, what you're doing here. I don't think Helena... No, weird spot for Helena. Helena cannot use this gruesome sacrifice because she gets nothing from the combat and gives it to red here. Gives the combat to blue. I imagine she'll just pass. And she does. So they'll tie it up here. Two Solari and Intrigue. Hello. Spacing bump for Helena. Huge. Beast finds Grand Conspiracy, which is interesting. That might make him go, maybe for some Dreadnoughts. Looks like that might happen, especially if the money keeps coming in. It does. Siege of Arrakis is next. So Beast, obviously, going to go Conspire Swordmaster. Can't be beaten to Swordmaster. Helena with no access to shipping means that she can't actually cash that in. I feel like a laser's probably got to put the... I don't know. What do you do here? You could put the dagger down to try and get Mentat for cheap and get the spice out of it. Don't know what a laser's going to do. I feel like this is a nice move. I kind of like it. And sometimes you even just go Tech Negotiation, you get Sonic Snoopers for cheap. Have 5 Persuasion, buy like Duncan Loyal or something. Truesay is a good card for you. You know, you got a couple of options here. Spiritual Fervor is gone, so there's no way to ambush. The only way, she could still get hold of Piter or go a little early, but she'd have to go Research Station for it, which is... she might not want to do. Just gonna go Great Flat immediately, so that tells that story. Is she going for early Shuttle Fleet? Looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like it. Lido will smuggle. Beast will Conspire Swordmaster. Helena can actually get access to shipping here, but she can't get there. But Helena's going to be fold spacing, and then next round is going to ambush shipping here. So this is a very nice draw for Guild Authorization early. It's always strong to get that nice and early here. Beast opts to not use his Seek Allies. He's going to hold that for a rotation. I don't hate that move. Finds Call of the Market, so 2 endgame cards here, which is both good and bad. Yellow having a little look, obviously, combat-wise. Just looking to see what everyone's got here. So, full space for Helena. Makes total sense. Beast, Alito cannot chase, of course, or anything like that. Laser, I guess, is just going to go Tech Negotiation, call it a day, and is just going to grab the Shuttle Fleet. I don't hate this. I imagine we'll bump spacing. Probably just bump Fremen for the siege access as well. Looks good. Yeah, round 2 Shuttle Fleets is always pretty nice. I think you've got to go spacing still. Like, you've got to just get that bump done and dusted, I think. Feels kind of mandatory. You know, with experimentation, he could go Carthag and put in 3. Carthag put in 3 looks pretty solid. You'd be worried about Beast Raban, but he hasn't have any Water for Hardy Warriors. Helena does have Hardy Warrior access. And does have both daggers. So that makes getting involved here a little difficult. 4 Solari is pretty decent, though. 4 Solari gives you Swordmaster ahead of potentially other people. I think he's just going to use experimentation to set up his ring for later. I have a funny feeling. It's kind of awkward. He has to get 2nd place if he wants to guarantee his Swordmaster immediately next round. Otherwise, he could be in some trouble here. Because if he cashes in his smuggling and say Helena got 2nd place in this combat, Helena would get Swordmaster first because you give her a coin. So Lido might feel forced to go Carthag here. I have a funny feeling that's where this is going. He doesn't really want to, but I think he feels that he's got little choice. I don't really see what else there is. Arrakis doesn't feel great here. Yeah, I think this is kind of forced. Vicious Talents is found. It's a couple of swords. It's all going to go in here for sure. Except it's weird, again, like, he kind of, like, wants the money. But I think he should just worry about getting the victory point. It's more important here. Round 2 Arrakis is great. Especially when Helena's in the game, you're going to get more value out of that. Swordmaster for Beast. So what does Helena do? Does Helena just barrel at Hardy Warriors? It feels kind of difficult. Steel Suits, Limping 1 is not the worst. You kind of, you know, you're probably getting the 2 Solari. It's hard for Beast to come in over the top of you. He probably just stays out of it. Steel Suits looks pretty good to me. Hardy Warriors feels a bit of a... Whoa! And she does! Oh, I see what she's doing. She's doing it so she can get Gruesome off. That's what's going on here. And the brutal part is Leto is going to use Vicious Talents to have to get in front of the combat. Well, I imagine he will. Or will he? I don't know. Helena might again be in a spot where she's intending to use Gruesome here, but she might actually be able to. 6 for a laser. She goes for Imperial Spy and Truthsayer. Interesting. Going faction heavy. Leto with 3 probably takes Jamis, I think, a lot of the time. Solid card. Crossmogger's a nice graph card, but, you know, we'll see. I think he takes Jamis a lot. Jamis is a nice solid card. 2 cost, guaranteed access. Always feels good. I don't really see what else you're doing with this, truthfully. Jamis for me. You've not got any progress there. It's a nice way of trashing some cards. Just solid. Beast with his base, his free action is just going to go base in and just do experimentation. Nothing else to do here. Doesn't want to go seek allies to steal suits. He is deciding to hold on to that. Not interested in secrets. I might have preferred going Wealth, actually. Not gonna lie. Grand Conspiracy in hand. You're gonna need some money either for High Council or Dreadnoughts. Wealth might have been a good way to do that. He bumps up. You don't see that often. Beast bumps up. Very interesting. Usually people do that because they've got a specific plan in mind. And he wants a piece of Gola or Piter. So here's Helena's 2 swords. Now, is Leto going to use Vicious Talents here? Or is he going to settle for the 4 coins? It's up to him. Helena, I don't think Gruesome's otherwise. Got 2 Persuasion. I'm not sure I'd have bought a Liaison personally. That's just me. So here we go. What does Leto do? I feel like he's got to use Vicious Talents here, but he might just retreat. He might just call it for the Swordmaster. And it looks like he's going to. Wow, look at this. Insane. And Helena was obviously intending to use Gruesome, but she'll just take the point. So, interesting that Leto decides to do that for his action economy. Gives up the victory point to Helena. I don't know if that's the right decision. I don't know if you guys think it's the right decision. Really unsure. But you don't often see that. He could have won it, decided against it. You think there's an uprising or something? Huge for Helena, though, that anyways. The Arrakis round 2, with that money incoming, that's really good. Round 3 is the other city. Carthag is up next. And Leto has not drawn great. He's drawn good, but he's not drawn good for his Swordmaster here. Like, he wants to just get his dagger up there or something, but he doesn't have it. So he's going to have to... What's he going to do here? Yeah, and this is the problem. He's in a weird spot now. He wants to go full space for shipping. But the problem is he's not very likely to get both of them, normally. Someone's going to beat him to Swordmaster or shipping, potentially. Also needs to wait to give Alazer the chance to put 1 step ahead down. Imperial Spy going down. I like the card. Use it, get a spice, make loads of use of wealth. I don't know if you're ever going to get there, though. So Leo's just going to go here and assume he's going to get Swordmaster and shipping. But he definitely is not. I would love for Helena to find a way to not ship immediately, but she has to get her own Swordmaster. Oh, but she needs to draw access. Oh, she does have Liaison, worst come to worst. So Helena's going to get the shipping. So double Swordmasters coming in here. Beast is going to go Steel Suits. Great chance with Seek Allies to get the respin here. Doesn't put any troops in. What? I mean, he is putting troops in. I just don't know why he's not. I mean, I'd have just put them in and called it a day, but whatever. Now they're going in. Helena has to go shipping here. Up and down, get to your Swordmaster. Use your liaison if you don't find anything else. There is no reason not to do anything else. There's the bump. Yellow's kind of sickened by it. But that's the way it goes. So Lido's smuggling bump is stuck. And it's going to be stuck there for a while. So Helena's going to hope to pull a better card to get to Swordmaster than her liaison. Where does Helena go with these bumps? Does she just jam spacing? I feel like jamming spacing is probably solid. But it's a little scary because of Leto. I don't hate not bumping. Just because it's Duke Leto. Like, he might just ring and chase you on this. Like, if I was Leto and she bumped, I would be strongly considering chasing. So it's a tricky one for Helena. I think you could go... I think any of these are fine. Depends how you see it. Depends how much risk you want to take. If you want to play kind of conservative, just go Fremen, get siege access. It's good for you. You have infiltration. I think this is probably the safe option. Yeah, I don't hate this move. I think this is totally fine. Gets the point done as well. Feels good. Extra access. If you never need the water, it's there for you. This seems fine. Helena with... We'll obviously we'll draw the card most likely. Hello, that's what she wanted. Big dagger. That feels nice. And that's all good. So Eliza has the Imperial Spy down for wealth, but it's not easy for her to actually get there. She's got Truthsayer. So and the thing is, because she's got the money, this now gives her Swordmaster ahead of Leto. So Leto loses everything. He's kind of unlucky here to have he's lost Swordmaster and shipping because of Helena's bump here. So pretty terrible result for Yellow this. Pretty terrible result. Not much you can do about it. It's the way it goes. So he's gonna have to reassess. Yeah, it's happened sometimes. So what do you want to do? Combat is tough. You've got no garrison. Beast is just gonna beat you. You could Signet Ring and chase somewhere. You could go Haga Basin. I don't hate Haga Basin. Pick a couple of spice and get a faction bump. Wealth's not great. Secrets isn't doing a ton for you. I feel like Signet Ring Basin is fine. You'd rather get a troop in, though. But, I mean, you could technically say, well, Leto could have just gone Swordmaster straight away and he greeted it, and you are correct. But, you know, unfortunately, occasionally Helena finds that spacing bump, and if she does, you're in absolute jail, which is what's happened here. So, unlucky for Leto, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So he's just going to go ahead and take the bump with the Fremen, I imagine. Yeah. And he'll just have to wait for another round here. Loses in action. Disappointing. Is what it is. Beast will Carthag, I imagine, here. Yep. He'll be taking this combat down now. Finds Expedite. That's kind of nice. Again, I think Beast needs to get hold of some money here. Desperately needs some cash. I think he puts in probably... I think 3 is fine. I wouldn't put in 4. I think 3 is enough. I don't think Helena's ever beaten you, really. She might have a combat intrigue occasionally, but second place is also pretty good for you. I think I would have just put in the 3, but I guess the problem is she always acts after you, so that's a little uncomfortable. She might also get lucky at Carthag as well, so, I don't hate it. So Eliza does get to wealth. Huge for her. 2 coins, intrigue, and a spice for going there, and the bump. Huge, huge result for Eliza finding Imperial Spy. That's great value. Private Army's found. Very nice. Truthsayer in hand as well. She's going to probably look to get to secrets. So nice solid start this for Eliza. She's not getting hold of Piter or probably Gola either a lot of the time. But it's not a disaster. But Lido didn't have any experimentation, so now she might think, ooh, maybe I've got half a chance here. Because she is last to reveal here. Lido with 5. He's eyeing up Interstellar Conspiracy, but without this Emperor or Spacing cards, it's not as good. But again, he's used his atomics. And now maybe he's wishing he kept hold of it. Maybe he's wishing he kept hold of it. Duncan Loyal's also just solid to have. You know, the Axis is nice. The troop is nice. You know, and obviously that reveal of being able to, like, at any point on a reveal, chuck in or retreat whatever you want, like, that is really strong. And people sleep on that. I think Duncan Loyal is the better long-term card. You're also in, you gotta think, your third place for round 7 goes Duncan. So he's after some water reveals to help fund his ring a bit more, looks like it. Beast reveals for free. Just to make sure he gets hold of Piter before anyone else. He was scared of an early reveal from an opponent. So he just gets it done and dusted here. Could have gone Basin, but just happy to give that up there. Hard for him to buy anything else. He's looking to Corrupt Smuggler, but that needs grafting. The Spacing Access isn't the worst for him. It takes some pressure off your diplomacy. I don't hate it. It's also potential Highlander access later on. I think there are worse picks than Corrupt Smuggler. I'd rather take that than a Liaison, personally. And he does opt to do so. I don't hate this. Maybe he can get some graft for it later on, who knows. But just a faction access is always fine. Helena's just going to go Secrets. And Laser, wow, just go Secrets. That interested in getting the faction bump. Happy to not even get involved in the conflict here. So a Laser Kaz is going to be, well, this is weird now. So a Laser was expecting to go Secrets, expecting Helena to get involved. So she's just going to go Siege, pick up the waters. This is buckets of supplies for a Laser. This is great result. I'd be really worried about, like, but Helena doesn't have double cross. She's got no money. So, yeah. Alaza's going to be pretty happy with this. And she's going to get hold of Gola here as well, which is like one of her best cards in the game. Any single icon graph card is monstrous for Alaza, and it's Gola as well. It's really big. She just needs a couple of cards to build around that, and she's going to be set for this game. 5 for Helena. She's eyeing up potentially Charney for the water. Duncan Loyal is also solid for, you know, both have got circle access. I don't think I'd be going to Stella with her personally. When you have no resources, Charney feels a little better. Yeah, I don't hate this. I think the water's solid. I think this is fine. And Laser is going to have a couple. Does she ever buy, like, Spice Hunter here? I think Laser's got to focus on getting cards that have icons on them. I don't think I'd be buying many that are blank boxes because you're going for Gola, so. Funny enough as well, I think Alaza was going Gola instead of Piter anyways, truthfully. But yeah, Beast just playing pretty safe. I hope I'm revealing early. Alaza's got to go Gola. There is no question. It's one of your best cards. I'd be shocked if you didn't take Gola. Even just Gola with like a experimentation on the side. It's so much action compression. And if you can find a card later on or two, you've got atomics. Like, you can focus on some cards later on that give you better icons. You gotta take Gola. I'm stunned. I am stunned. Really surprised. Wow, we'll see. I'm really surprised not taking anything like that. You know, plan coupling. Very surprising. Well, never mind then. Beast gets the point. Charisma found for Alaza, and we're going to move on. It just makes, like, using one step ahead. Like, the one downside of having to put down a card and being... When you've got the graft, it doesn't matter. It just takes so much pressure off. Very surprising. So, Beast Raban is up here. Free actions, Piter, Diplo... I think smuggling is fine. I think smuggling is just a solid start. You've got expedite as well. You want to keep those options ahead of us. Smuggling's got to be a good place to begin. Leo's going to get his Swordmaster this round some point. Jamis, Diplo. He's got a pretty decent hand. Experimentation as well. Helena's a little bit awkward here. Helena, I think, might be eyeing up potentially some Bindu here. Wow, look at this. It's all three of them are the flag conflicts. That's insane. Secure Imperial Basin, so all flags getting put down super early here. Helena will obviously just ship. Where's a laser going first here? And what's she intending to do with the dagger? Mentat? Is she after some dreadnoughts, maybe? If she goes Imperial Basin first, I think that says that she's going for some techs. Maybe she's going Restrictive Ordnance with intentions of going High Council. Maybe. Chow Murky's solid. I feel like if you're going to go Imperial Basin for the spice, you've got to do it now. You could also go Still Suits to get great flat access. And that might even be better. But the problem is, it's Imperial Basin's the conflict. But Red's never going great flat before shipping before you next round. So I actually don't think it's that big a deal. I think it still suits for me. It's a place that quite a few people would like to get to if they can. Especially Red, especially Blue. I think for me it's Diplo to Still Suits. It can't be a bad move. Give yourself resources, give yourself options. Seems solid to me. Yeah. You've no troops to deploy, but I just think it gets your nose in front here in a variety of ways. Great Flat is yours for the time being. From an Alliance is gettable for you. So I think if I'm Leto, I'm grabbing Imperial Basin a lot of the time here. Yeah, I think I'm grabbing Imperial Basin. Looks pretty solid to me. How he proceeds the rest of this turn, though, is not so obvious. We'll see. Beast up. You kind of don't want to use Piter. He also wants a piece of this conflict. He might just go Hardy Warriors and barrel here. Feels a little passive to me. The problem is, when are you ever going to get to shipping? I feel like you gotta fight for this. Hardy Warriors is definitely on, but it is really difficult with Helena right after you, and she has got the garrison, so it is difficult. It's a tough spot, this. Might just go Secrets. Secrets is also, I think, not terrible. But you could draw some awkward Secrets here. Ooh. That's a good draw. Glimpse the Path is really big for him, actually. I don't think you have to worry about anyone infiltrating Secrets right now. It's very unlikely that's out. And that even if it is out, that anyone's going to do that. Because people will most likely just use that for shipping anyway, so... The power of interstellar shipping. Helena's got a ring. Could take off Light Interstellar, Conspiracy, maybe Duncan Loyal. Not entirely sure what Helena intends to do here. She's got to get troops in for sure. Carthag's an option. Arrakis an option. You could go Siege and try and put a laser on a bit of a tricky spot with Great Flat. You feel like she probably... I mean, she might have an experimentation card down, but she took quite a while deciding to take the water, so it's not so likely. Arrakis, I think's fine. Gives you the money as well, which is always nice. Last card was Stilgar. She definitely wants that, so this is all going in. She's going to look to try and take this conflict down. Hard to do it with Gruesome. But the first time she tried to do it, she actually won because Yellow decided not to get involved. I wonder what Leto's going to do here. Is Leto considering like a Conspire or something here? Or is he looking maybe going selective? I don't know. I'm not sure what Leo's going to do here. Thopter looks pretty juicy for Helena as well. She has to pull something with the ring. It is mandatory. There's no may about it. The ring is mandatory. You have to pull something aside. Gunthopter seems fine. I would have been tempted to get Duncan Loyal. Not gonna lie, but I think this is also okay. Pulls off the Thopter. Opulence is here. That's a good card. I wonder if that might influence the Beast here. Maybe he might go Tech Negotiation instead here or something. Depends what he draws off Glimpse. He's trying to work out what his card is. As noted, I did think a Laser Kaz was going to go for going for Dreadnoughts here. I had a funny thing she was going to. So, Tech Negotiation. Oh, she goes with Sonic's Lupus for a third Intrigue. Sonic's Secret Forces is found. That's almost certainly going to be trashed. Minimit comes off. Another good tech here. Leto is up. He'll grab his Swordmaster. He's not going to take a chance of like going Mentat, I don't think, here. Mimic Film doesn't look bad, does it? Mimic Film does not look bad. Leto just looking at everyone's discards. I don't really know what he's looking for. Just trying to get an idea of what people do and don't have access to, I guess. Whatever. Some people are very habitual about that. I know. I mean, Minimic's not bad. When you got Minimic and Piter, and you've got Core on the market as well, games kind of encourage you to go hybrid-y here. I don't hate it. You feel like you got to use one of these intrigues, though. Expedite you don't want to use unless you're going to get putting troops into the conflict. You could definitely use Glimpse. I think Glimpse is fine to use here. You'd like to keep the water, like, kind of hidden. He might gamble. He might gamble and just go Minimic here and rock and roll, but I don't know. Not sure what Beast is going to do here. Mentat's also a potential option. Yeah, I think Minimic, when he's got Piter, is just too strong to lure. I'm not surprised by this move. I don't know if he's going to Glimpse still before all is said and done. I really don't know what he's going to do with that, but we'll see what happens. So, Helena's going to use Stilgar here. Is she off to Hardy Warriors? I think she's going to put these in to try and get Gruesome off, potentially. So it's water back. It's the bump. Alaza doesn't want to see that. I think she might put these in and try and Gruesomeness. I don't know. It looks kind of weird to put in more troops, though. It's going to raise suspicion that she's got either that or Stage or something, which might encourage Alaza to go in anyways to charge a price. Yeah, it's kind of weird to go in, isn't it? It's kind of strange. This is why, personally, I like mentally deciding what I'm going to do before making any actions, because now it gives that air of, like, they're not really too sure what they're doing, and this looks really weird. That's just me. It comes from my poker background. Just give no information away until you do your action. Go through the whole action, and then that's it, and just do nothing. Just be rock solid here. So a laser is just going to go ahead and Great Flat now. Limp in the Dreadnought. Grabs the Intrigue. Harvest Cells. Wow, this is a bit awkward for a laser. Only Charisma is usable here. Interesting to see what will happen. She might save Charisma for next round. I think that's what I would probably look to do. Jamis for Leto. Picking up the water. Trash the dagger. Seems solid. Laser Kaz also with the Spice is going to potentially Private Army. So thinking maybe Helena's going to try and use Gruesome or Stage or something. And has firepower behind. Bishaban with 7 gets hold of Interstellar Conspiracy instead of Opulence. I'm surprised at that. I'm really surprised at that. But fine shifting allegiances. I'm really surprised that he's trying to. The reason is he's trying to get this grafted with Corrupt Smuggler. That's what's going on here. He's gonna use Pilot to try and enable that. Helena with a sword. Helena will be able to get hold of a bonus bonus intrigue. Or does she go Gola? I don't know if I like Gola so much for Helena's deck. There's not many good agent actions. I would definitely take the specimens and an intrigue, though. You've got to spend something here. Gonna grab the Fopter. You've got to either get Gola or get the intrigue from the Talaxu row. One or t'other here. Because you're gruesoming. Alaza's got a load of firepower behind her. She's got a lot of intrigues. And you're going to have nothing back. You're basically just bluffing. And this is an important victory point for you here. But I don't think she's going to do... I have a feeling she's not going to do either. I'm unsure what Helena's going to do here. Maybe considering... I don't know what she's considering. He's going to go Gola. Gola's a great card if you can get it paired off with something, but it's only real useful is experimentations or Stilgar for double war. That's about it. Alaza might walk out of this with the victory point with just a Dreadnought here, which is quite wild. 2 Persuasion. I'm not sure she's going to buy anything. Not even tempted by Spice Hunter? Nope. Leader with 3 will pass. Does Helena Gruesome sacrifice? She's played to Gruesome. Red's thinking about it. Green realizes what's going on here. But it's hard for Red to Gruesome if they don't, without them having backup. I think they might just pass. I think if I was them, I would probably just pass and take the point. You know, you kind of misplayed it a little bit. I wouldn't compound the situation. Looks like Red did pass indeed. So, Alazo is not able to ambush. She'll happily take the 2 water, though. Red did pass, right? Did Red pass? I mean, Green's passed, so I assume Red passed first. They are all in a call. I do know that, so maybe there's some miscommunication here. Maybe Green thought Red passed. I don't know. I'll let them sort it out, but if they've both passed, they can't. She can't like have a second crack at it. Oh, hold on here. I'm not talking. So they're talking about Harvest Sales. I think it's a bit of miscommunication. So Harvest Sales is an endgame combat card where you can lose the troops for the troops spent go towards that. But you can't do the Gruesome. So now they know that she's got Gruesome. So slight confusion there from Gideon. Thought Gruesome worked the same way. It does not. Some people, you know, haven't played the most of the Dune Imperium. That's the way it goes. Yeah, that's fine. So, going to take the point. They now know she's got Gruesome, which is what it is, I guess. But she's not going to be winning any more conflicts, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal. So, here we go. Round 5 is Raid Stockpiles. And there are 2 people that are at risk of secret stealing here. Alaza puts down a dagger for 1 step ahead. How does this go? Well, Helena finds her experimentation, so her shipping's solid. Shoy's going to use it to get ahead on the Fremen Alliance. Get hold of 2 water. Plenty of water about here. I don't know what Helena's gonna... I do not know what Alaza's first move's gonna be here. She might just go secrets to steal from Beast and get the bump. She has got Sonic Snoopers as well. If something she don't think she can use, she could trash. But yeah, Beast with 4 intrigues is asking to be stolen from here. Beast finds instead of conspiracy, but has no tagged grafting cards to get the extra bump. So that's not good for him. Leader's hand's kind of nondescript. You would think Gideon would be, a lot of the time, just shipping taking the Fremen bump. Doesn't have to. But it seems a natural way to start. But a laser's interesting. I do not know what laser's going to do with her. She could go secret. She could go selective. She might continue to fight Fremen, especially if red doesn't bump there. If red doesn't bump there, it's automatic. Then it's going to go up and down for the tech here, so they're going to look to, I guess, take wind traps. They're going to have a bucket ton of water if they do. They could also take spice and go for Chow Murky or something. I don't hate that. They know she's got gruesome, so it's likely she might gruesome this. So we'll see what Helena's got in mind here. I don't know, you got some options. Could also take the cash with potential interest in High Council, which is something that she does kind of want to do. Yeah, the bump's got to go here. That much is mandatory. There's no question about that. Helena is stretching out her lead here at the moment. Those two early victory points in Arrakis and Imperial Basin are absolutely massive here. And Helena is definitely favourite at the moment. But she's got to keep the momentum going here. There's definitely chances of getting stalled out. She's obviously got the Fremen Alliance. Eliza might feel committed to just barrel it. And feels that she just can't let Helena have this. But it's difficult. Halaza could just go Emperor Alliance, be so much easier. I don't know what Halaza's going to do. It's a little tricky to know. I think Helena is going to take Spice and grab Chow Murky. I've got a funny feeling. I think more options is always good. Yeah, and does opt to do so. I think this is totally fine. There is occasionally a chance that she also gets up for secret stealing, in which case Halaza's getting even more value out of secrets. So, couple intrigues for red. A little bit of fun going, a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Once these are drawn, obviously they can't do it. They're considering not. She's considering not going Fremen first. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Holy heck. All three endgame pointers are out there. Alaser Kaz is going secret, surely. Surely she's going secrets here. Oh my god, this could be carnage. Helena cannot use any of these. She cannot use Bindu. It has to be at the start of the turn, which it no longer is. Helena has to pass. Halaser is gotta go secrets here. You've got Sonic Snoopers as well. Like, if it's stuff you can't use, you fodder it out. So much value here for the laser. This could be crazy. Here we go. Come on, a laser. Come on, spin it up at secrets. Did they not do their research? I don't actually know if they did the research. They did not do their research. So another intrigue, which is dispatch, which they also can't really use. A laser cat's got to go secrets. I just think not doing it is so absurd here. There's so much value. It's 3 intrigues and a bump that you need. If you don't go there, Leo's going there, right? Yeah, it has to be secrets. So secret stealing it is. So what does she find here? She pulls diversion off of the deck. This is probably getting trashed. She gets 1 intrigue out of blue. Oh, no! So Call the Market is taken from Beast, which they're not happy to see. If she finds plans within plans, this might be the greatest value ever. This might be the greatest value intrigue steal you'll ever see here. Except for that one time where I stole, like, off of every single person and got, like, the Alliance got, like, 5 intrigues in a row. It was insane. War Chest is found instead, which is also still pretty good. So she is so many options, and there's going to be a lot to think about here, what she does with snoopers. She's never getting rid of corner. There's a few intrigues she could definitely consider getting rid of here. Curious to see what she's going to do. Leo's up. He'll smuggle. If he's going down, he's going High Council. He might also potentially go Detonation Devices, which is turned up on the row, by the way. That has replaced Chow Murky. He's going for some cash. Talaxu Puppet is found. That might influence him going High Council. I assume he's going cash. If you're bumping down... Oh, he bumped up in the end, I was about to say. So he's looking ready for a round 6 smuggle cash in. I think Leo's got to get himself ready for round 7 combat here, basically. I think that's what Leo's got to do now at this point. Round 7 Highline's got to be prepared. Set yourself up to take the Spacing Alliance if Red doesn't commit any further interest, which they might not. Beast is up. Beast is kind of a bit stranded for some actions at the moment. Might just combine this with Interstellar? No? Okay. Just going to take some spice. Selective breeding may be being considered here. Beast feels like they've got to get hold of some spice, some flows here. With Minimic and Piter around. Considering saving the water, but I don't know why you want to give a spice to Red here. I think Hager Basin's totally fine. That gets his first marker going. He can now potentially top deck any Talaxu cards that he wants. Helena, I feel like, probably wants to use an intrigue here. Could use Bindu and just stall and wait this out, see what happens. Which I don't hate. I'd be okay with that. Raid Stockpiles is one that you can definitely consider going for. People know you've got Gruesome as well, which makes this all kind of a bit weird. Could go Hardy Warriors and barrel all 4 in. People would expect you to Gruesome, though. But at least it gets it done. It also gets you in front of this alliance of Alaza. Alaza, I think, is very likely to try and chase you down here. Especially if you don't defend it. So I think I'd be going Hardy Warriors a lot of the time, putting all 4, say, alright, you know I've got Gruesome Sacrifice. But no, Imperial Basin. I think this is arming up for some selective breeding. She's going to put the 2 in now, so might Gruesome those anyways, but might not. It's not always easy to know. So a Laser Kaz with 7 intrigues. I think she's going to Sonic Snoop now, unless she's going to go Carthag immediately. So Dagger has to be revealed before you do anything. Just going to go Mentat? Nope, is going Detonation Devices. Is going to go Detonation Devices. Okay, then. So a Laser's going to commit here. Funny enough, it's Beast that's got Grand Conspiracy. Not a Laser. A Laser's figuring, well, this might be a good one just to get some points going here. Especially when Hyena's likely to just Gruesome sometimes, and no one else is Garrison. This is a nice, cheap, easy point. Leader with a couple of actions. Signet Ring in hand. Mentat looks not bad. I don't hate Mentat. It's not the worst. I don't know what you've got left to draw. I think his Diplo's in there somewhere. It might not be, actually. I don't know what he's got left to draw. I don't really want to look. I try not to look at people's draw piles, because it's then, like, it's me kind of sublimely suggesting that they might want to consider doing that, so I try not to do anything like that. I think Mentat's fine. I think Lido also had some Dreadnoughts, some detonation device faults as well. But that has been put to a stop here. I think Mentat can't be bad. Tech negotiation. Wow. Restricted ordnance. That tells a story. Beast is going to draw here, looking for his covert operative. Oh, he scraps out. Oh, he finds it. Oh, my holy God. How did you just find that from a D8? What? That is disgusting. That is absolutely grotesque. I wouldn't even hate just Signet Ringing Menta at this point. Get a troop garrisoned, kind of see what happens here. Put a laser in a bit of an awkward spot, potentially. I mean, both Dreadnoughts are going in, you know that. But she might be persuaded to put in the extra troop as well. Does do for it. Daggers found. Yeah, I don't hate this. Gets the Signet Ring used. Diplo and Interstellar coming in here. Wow. That is wild. There's free spice coming in for Interstellar Conspiracy and Corrupt Smuggler as well. What a combo. How you found that, I do not know, but that is a monster draw. Monster draw. Might see Beast go like in fold spacing with the Graph combo, and then maybe even Diplo to Conspire. It's 2 points. He kind of wants the money for Grand Conspiracy for either Dreadnoughts or High Council. He's got to find a Spiceless Flow somewhere, and he needs the bumps. I don't hate that from Beast. Interstellar, Corrupt, Fold Space. Take both bumps there, and then Conspire. I don't hate that as a move combination here. Let's see what Helena's got planned here. One action to go. Could Bindu and stall out, and I think we'll just wait here. I don't hate this. Kind of see what's going on. You're not obliged to pass, by the way. Bindu's suspension is you get the card draw, and you may pass. Liaison's found. I don't hate passing. Is there any faction spaces you're desperate to get to here? That's the question. If not, then pass. If not, then pass and kind of see how much a laser decides to put in. See if she spins her intrigues. Get maximum information. Unless you're desperate to get to Hardy Warriors or something. But the problem is, you and Hardy Warriors, it's kind of weird. A laser doesn't really know, like, are you Hardy Warrioring to go gruesoming? But if you go Hardy Warriors and you're in front of a laser, you just gonna let her... Are you gonna let her win with gruesoming? I don't know. We'll see what a laser does. She's gonna go Carfag, I think, and then she's gonna spin these intrigues. Well, she ain't spinning that one. That's Chom shares. That's staying there. So this is... So at least the two Dreadnoughts are going in. She might feel she's got to put the troop in as well here, and will. Yeah. Laser's running out of time on these intrigues, though. She's going to have to use them sooner or later. Lido's up. Signet Ring's going to get used. I don't know where it's going. I don't hate Siege. Siege for some research station? Maybe some great flats? Arm up for a round 7 Highliner? I don't hate that. I think the water's pretty useful here. I don't think the card draw is that good for you. Though I could be wrong there. I don't quite know what his deck is. He's going to go Arrakis to draw. Finds his convincing. Money for red. And he'll just chase the Bene Gesserit here. Yeah, seems fine. Could limp the troop in. Bit difficult to limp the troop in when Beast has got 2 actions. But you kind of need these loose spices. They're good for your ring. I think you got to kind of... Probably got to come... I don't know. But then you're trying to save up for round 7. You need to High Council. Yeah, staying out's fine. So we'll see how Beast does this. Again, Interstellar Corrupt, I think, is fine. But I suspect he's not going to. I suspect he's just going to use this to fold space or steel suits. Does go steel suits, yeah, just to get the troop in. He might steal Interstellar Corrupt fold space anyways. He just opts to take the other bump here instead of, like, conspiring or something. Depends how you see it. I think both are fine. Point, loose spice. Can't be bad for Beast. Beast needs to find one more smuggle bump somewhere so he can make use out of Expedite. The thing is, though, if you just take a random smuggle bump and just bump up, it might give the players here a clue that you might have Expedite, and they might see it coming. That's the only issue with that. It kind of is a little bit face-up, potentially. I don't know. So that's a Helena. She's got her Diplo. Again, it's interesting to see what you want to do. Like, you could just Hardy Warriors to Gruesome. You could go Wealth. You could go Selective, trash out your Dagger. Might do that. Fall Space doesn't feel great. I think I'd like anything else other than that, really. False Space feels a bit like kind of you're committing yourself down a path I don't think you can really see out. Wealth is fine. Cash is good for High Council. It's a bump to take. But yeah, the Fremen is kind of very... There's a lot of tension with the Fremen right now. So Eleza's gonna... Is she gonna snoop now? I would probably just wait. If you're gonna win the conflict, I'd wait to get hold of raid stockpiles and then just trash afterwards, probably at this point. Waited this long. Yeah. Get maximum intrigues. So Leto grabs Opulence. Huge card for him. Here's the combo. Where's it going? Does go Fold Space. I think this is solid. Free Spice. Opts to take it with the Emperor. Interesting. Maybe he's eyeing up the Emperor Alliance itself. Yellow's forgot to buy the Beetle. I think it's probably fine, yeah. I would suggest that they don't do that again, though. That happens at the end of the game. People are very right to say no. But I think at this point, it's probably fine enough. I wonder if Helena's going to gruesome anyways here. I don't know. 2 spice is kind of nice. It's kind of a weird spot. Either way, Eleza's in a very decent position here. She's going to be able to start really accumulating. She needs a lot of resources. She needs so much money for Choam shares. I don't think she can possibly get Choam shares and War Chest. I think she should consider trashing one of them when she cycles. I just don't see how you're ever going to be able to fill both of them when you have no money whatsoever. I know you got Shuttle Fleet, but it's 17 Solari you'd need for both. Let's say the game goes 3 rounds. That's 6 from Shuttle Fleet. You'd still need another 11 coins. How are you ever going to get that? It's not happening. So for me, I'm trashing one or the other. Or I'm holding on to War Chest for intentions of using it. But even then, I think I'll probably just be getting rid of it here. Helena with 4 is going to punt the row and have a little dickers here. I don't hate this. It's a bad row for 4. Interesting cards. Spice Traders there. It's not bad. Shadow Mates might be of interest for the Fremen access. She can't buy any of the others. A lot of resources on these, though. It's pretty nice. I think Spice Trader's solid. Yep. It's a good card for Helena with the guaranteed access. Can't be bad there. And then Beast will have a couple and probably won't do anything here. Maybe he wants on the Blue Moon. He buys Shadow Mapes or maybe Liaison. Maybe. I don't know. I don't hate the Liaison. You've got it with Piter. Try and buy a Spice Must Flow. You need it for Grand Conspiracy, right? Yeah, it's up to you. I think you go either way on it. Depends how you see it. Your deck's already, like... It's kind of big. So, does red gruesome? Or do they just take the 2 spice? I think they'll just take the 2 spice. They know she's got gruesome, so... Which again is complicating this. She needs to get that used pretty quick, though. She's running out of time. I think I'm okay with Helena just passing, taking the 2 spice. I think it's pretty useful at the moment. It depends. You could just gruesome it. Beast would very much appreciate it. I'm not too sure. We'll see. So Eleza's going to get a 9th intrigue from this combat. And she might even go like Carfag or Secrets again if she can get there to get up to 10. And then just spin everything. So this could be a very long, complicated turn for Elisa Cats. Look at her intrigue. See what does she want to get rid of? So Diversion is going. Secret Forces is going. Harvest Cells, I think, might go. I think she should consider getting rid of War Chest. To the Victor is just going to be straight played. Merry Christmas. Have some extra spice on top. Christmas probably going to get played... Yeah, so detonation devices in hand. Should be no detonation devices. You have to detonate the dreadnought that you would have sent to the map. You can't send one to the map and detonate the other. It's the same one, so are forced to detonate that for the point. No map control. So let's see what a laser does. Does she get any spacing, any access to secrets? Truthsayer's in hand. This could be interesting. When does a laser pull the trigger? Doesn't have access to shipping. Has not got the persuasion. 2 water. Great Fat looks not bad, but you've already got buckets of spice. What are you doing this round? It's kind of a tricky hand, this, actually. I think Truthsayer and just getting rid of Recon is fine. I think Secrets looks pretty good. You could also use Selective Breeding here as well. I feel like Truthsayer is an obvious move. It just depends if you want to go Secrets for extra fodder, more stuff to look for, or if you go Selective Breeding. I don't honestly know the answer. If you go Secrets, it's very hard for anyone to get there. Unless the Infiltrate Intrigue is out there, no one can go Secret Stealing. So, a laser might just continue to sit on these. But I think Selective Breeding is slightly stronger at this point. You got Corner. You probably need to find a Spice Must Flow by somewhere. Yeah, I think so. So, it is worth noting, Truthsayer, you can't discard a card out of your hand to then trash it and draw 3. This is an atomic effect. So, once you discard, like, say, the Recon to trash it, she'd have to redraw the deck and then do this. So, she has to do these, yeah, draw 2 here, and then has the option of the Holo Projection. Well, access is brutal here. I think I'm getting rid of Recon and looking for a redraw here. I think you need to find some access. You'll seem to make a very quick decision what you're doing about Sonic Snoopers. Maybe you do Sonic Snoopers first. I don't know. Because people will just start jamming Secrets here. Diplo's found. Well, I mean, it's a question of who's going Secrets first here, right? And Leo's going to have to... He feels like he's got to ship first, which is fine. Beast somehow does not have access. And Helena does have access. Courtesy of Gola. Courtesy of Dispatch here, so... Like, if a laser loses, like, Corner the Market or something, she's going to feel kind of silly. She loses Choem shares, she's going to feel kind of silly. I'd say there's a good couple of intrigues there she doesn't want to lose. So, you know, taking a bit of a risk here. Leo's trying to work out if he goes up and down for some techs or not. Training drones, I don't hate. I think training drones just gives you a little bit of extra firepower for this upcoming conflict, which I think is very important. He could also just go down and up and then ship again next round, but it depends. Is he intending to go Highliners next round? That's the question he's got to ask himself. He's probably not in a great position to do so. So in that case, I guess you go up and down and grab training drones instead. Also, your Diplo's in your hand. That's a little awkward. So I think maybe up and down and just grab training drones. He needs the money for High Council, obviously. No one's gone there yet. Helena might... But I think Helena would rather go Secrets first. Yeah, so down and up. I think this is probably better for Leto here. He has to take the cash. Does Leto want to start being aggressive with the Spacing Alliance? Using his ring to catch up elsewhere. He's eyeing it up. He's very much eyeing it up. Yeah, he wants to really badly, but he doesn't want to go Fold Space to secure it. It's the problem. But he's going to commit himself here. This may or may not work. He's got no spice for his ring either is the problem. Maybe that was an overstretch. He's got to find a Benny Bump and 2 at Emperor, and that's looking a bit difficult. Beast surely just meant he's just going to go ahead and get his Smuggle Bump now with Piter. So, yeah, Piter's huge. Lose a troop for 2 card draw and a research is completely insane. One of the best cards in Iximo. Wow, look at that hand. Hello. That Spice Must Flow coming. So, Beast needs to get 4 Persuasion with 2 factions, High Council seat, or 2 Dreadnoughts. Any combination of the 2. And I think it's getting difficult to know how he's going to... He's also way behind on the Talaxu because he bought Piter, so he's got to make up some distance. He's taken a... He's going very specimen heavy with his route. He was up top here. He's taken... You know, he's gone there, and there. So he's got some decent makeup. He's basically going to be just firing straight down to try and get hold of beetles and specimens at this point. Helena just researches. So a laser does not get secret stolen. Helena, after the spice must flow, I guess, finds Fopter. That's a lot of daggers she's got going here. Does Helena just bump down to protect the Fremen Alliance here? She might consider doing so. Might well consider this. Yeah, I think she's going to do this and protect the Fremen. It looks really scary. No, Helena's just going to dance along the edge here. Good grief. Let's see where her laser's off to then. You've got to reveal that, yeah. So, experimentation. If you're not going to use it, you have to use it. So she's going... I think she's going secrets then. Right? Or is she going to go highlining here to try and get another detonation point? It's also a spacing point. Conspire for more intrigues. Vicious talents found next. When is a laser going to pull this trigger? Does it for Choam shares, just to take the straight point. I cannot believe a laser Ekaz is getting away with all this, by the way. This is absolutely crazy that she's getting away with all this. And that these players are not punishing her. This is absolutely crazy. How is no one going secrets here? Leader's obviously going High Council. He set himself up to do so, and he's scared about Helena going there. Beast Raban might go secrets with Fold Space. I think this is not a bad little move here. Seems solid. Point, card draw, protects your spice must flow, stealing intrigues. Can't be bad. Yep, finally someone does. So he steals back. He finds economic positioning, which is the other variant of War Chest, which is kind of funny. So... what does he find? If he finds War Chest, it's pretty funny. He pulls a diversion. It's not what he wanted to see. A laser's going to be pretty happy with that. Could have been a lot worse. I think a laser is slowly becoming favorite this game, by the way. Beast up to 11 persuasion. Shifting allegiances probably is going to look to get played here, I think, a lot of the time. He might be going maybe Great Flats with shifting. I quite like that. It gives you still highliners. Maybe you use that to get in front of the Emperor Alliance here. I actually really like that with Beast. Go shifting for Emperor Alliance and just keep the troops garrisoned for round 7 conflict and just highline and just card it in. Diplo's on its way. Gunflopter's going to be played by Helena here. So, yellow and green lose a troop. This is actually pretty decent for Beast, this for later on. So, troops lost. Gonna put it in. Sword's coming. Is she... I don't know where she's going to use Gola for. I think she's trying to draw cards to find an experimentation for Gola, but she's not found one. Laser's just gonna get... I don't know what she's doing. Tech negotiations, kind of a... She's getting Spice Must Flow because of Charisma, right? She's just gonna take these points. She might as well. Could sometimes go... just decides to... I would have been tempted to go Training Drones to supplant your Dreadnoughts. Would have really considered that. Leo's gonna go ahead and get chasing here. He's just going to go Benny Gesserit, I assume, a lot here, just to take the point. He might not ever go Emperor here, by the way, this game. He might not. So Leo's got +4 swords from Restricted, and another +4 swords coming from his cards here, so he's very likely to take this combat down. That's the move for me. Beast goes Great Flat, and you go Emperor to garrison troops to go highlining next round. You've got Expedite as well coming in. Beast has to win this round 7 conflict. Whatever it is, he's got to go for it, I think. If it's economic supremacy, you can take cash from the conflicts. You're going to get guaranteed 2 points. Maybe you can still take spice. It's up to you. But for me, it's shifting the inches to Great Flat. If you don't go there now, you're never getting there. You just gotta let a laser go there next round. Yeah, I think this is the move. It depends. You might see it differently with the bumps. You don't have to do what I'm suggesting. You might opt to go maybe Bene Gesserit, but I like the idea of going Emperor and getting in front of a laser. It's good for you to having those 4 bumps. The troops are handy. You might even put the troops in now. Yeah, I like to go in Emperor here. Get in front of a laser. I think this is good. No one's really done anything about laser this game. Someone's got to cause some kind of difficulty for her. Do you put them in now? He's thinking about economic positioning. Oh, he's going to use Expedite now. Now, that is interesting. That is interesting. I thought he'd hold on to this. Guess he was worrying about secret stealing again. Well, I mean, he doesn't have to, you know, he can just hold this and just put in 7. He's going to reinforce the Emperor Alliance here. I mean, it's for 2 reasons. 1, he wants to obviously keep a laser away from scoring that point. And 2, he might even be able to shift away from it later on in the game. Like in the death. If this goes like 8 rounds, he might be able to like find a way to shift away from that. I would not put any more in his beast. I really don't think it's worth it. Oh my god. Oh, he's going for the Mentat. Ooh, I don't like this. He's doing it to get diversion off. He's eyeing up... He can't steal ship. Well, he might as well... I mean, I guess he's diverging just to get hold of the intrigue. Is the Mentat worth that much? Or should he save those troops for the round 7 conflict? Honestly, I don't like this. I think I'd rather just save the troops for round 7. If you don't win that conflict, your game is over. I don't know if Beast is going to manage to get both of these. I think that's an overstretch. I really, really do. Maybe he's considering, like, economic positioning his troops back or something? I don't know. If you're going to retreat your troops of economic, then I don't hate this. I just don't think Mentat's worth it enough here. Helena's just going to go tech negotiation for Spice Must Flow here, which I don't hate. I think it's fine. Oh, High Council. Yeah, that's also good. Sorry, I forgot she hadn't got that yet. So Spice Must Flow's everywhere. A laser gets Spice. Beast gets Spice. Helena gets Spice. Leader with 4 persuasion and a load of swords. And this is the problem. Like, Beast has put in 4 troops here, and Ledo's still going to beat him. Maybe he's thinking, well, if I can get Mentat, great. If not, I can always retreat. But he's going to be behind here. So Beast cannot win this conflict. I think in this point, he has to retreat now. I know he wants the money for endgame here, but I think he's got to retreat troops here. I think, unless he flukes an intrigue that lets him get some swords here, I think retreating is probably on the cards. That's not going to help him right now. Shalom's a good card, though. That's really nice. I think you got to retreat. It's just how I see it. You need those troops for next round, because a laser's going to come at you hard. And she could have anything over there. We'll see what Beast does. Spice must foe for Helena. She gets +4 swords herself. Yeah, this is awkward. Now Beast doesn't want to... Now Beast kind of doesn't want to retreat and give the intrigue to Red, I guess. But it just is what it is. Does Blue retreat? I think it's the move. Blue's thinking about it. I just think the troops are more important than the intrigue right now. Oh. He might live to regret this. He might live to regret this. Calculated hire is picked up, which is useless because there's no Mentat. Didn't like it. Carthag is up, so Beast flukes the extra troop anyways. He finds his Graph combo at Highliner. He might even strong arm it just to take 3 bumps. But it's looking very hard to see how Beast now wins this conflict. Not without more help. Leto's shipping. He's going to use this to get in front on the Emperor, the Spacing Alliance for sure. So if Beast had any intentions of triple bumping and taking it, those are history. I think Jocke's going to get really unstuck here. I'm really worried for him here. The thing is, well, he can't even use calculated hire to just, like, spend the spice. Like, there has to be a Mentat to grab it. So he's still at risk of being secret stolen as well anyways. And the thing is, now he has to shut his eyes and highline anyways, surely. But then what do you do? Rely on your ring? Put it all in? A laser has potentially infinite firepower over there, pretty much. There's a lot of swords about as well. Leto's got restricted. Helena's got some sword cards dotted about. A laser could have anything. You know, it's this really treacherous stuff. If he manages to win the conflict, it won't be so bad. But this is dancing on the precipice. And it's like, if this was a group game, maybe I don't hate so much not retreating the troops, because you think, well, second place is 3 points sort of thing. But this is a knockout match. So it feels an unnecessary risk, but we'll see how this breaks down. What moves does Beast have? He's obviously going to go highlining. The only question is, does he go highlining immediately? He's got 3 actions, and that's it. He has Strong Arm. Strong Arm cannot be used at an alternate faction. I think he just has to highlight immediately and just worry about it from there. He doesn't have to take the bump, the extra bump with spacing. He could just take that with Bene Gesserit and maybe hold on to Strong Arm for now, but it's really scary. So highline happens. It's basically a free spice highline, which is wild. Where's he taking the bump? Is he really going to go for this Spacing Alliance? It was his initial point. It was initial plan, but surely it seems super brave. Surely a laser's the threat here in of winning this game. But Helena's also got like 7 points. This is a dicey spot. I think Bene Gesserit's the safe move. But the problem is that you kind of want to use Strong Arm because you're worried about losing an intrigue here, but you need to win this combat. So you kind of can't. This is treacherous. This feels like one of those situations where there's problems everywhere you look. He just reinforces the Emperor. Obviously with shifting intentions in mind, but I don't know. And he's gonna strong arm it anyways. If the Beast wins this combat, I think it's touching upon miracle territory now. He needs help. He needs help here. I think Helena's just going to go selective, probably. Yeah. Oh, definitely question. She's just going to trash her own Diplo. She has dispatched an envoy. So I don't hate this. She's not really going for any other factions. I don't entirely hate trashing Diplo here. If you're going to go selective first, I guess you might as well. I think you've got to keep all these other cards. You can't really get rid of them. They're going to wonder what the hell was in your hand. Did not want to be a slice of slow card here right now. 8 persuasion. She's not there. Alaza's going to research, surely. When is Hzia putting the trigger on Sonic Snoopers? All space is found. It's a good card. Obviously, it's all going in here. She's got potentially 11 swords right now. Experimentation is +2 because it gets her first marker. Leo's got 3 actions. He really would have liked to get the research, but it was never likely. Now what? Now what? This is the problem. I'm trying to see a path for Leo, which isn't just jamming it in. Like, Carthag's fine. Arrakis is fine. Maybe even Arrakis with intentions of somehow trying to keep the Spice Must Flow by. If you find a 2 persuasion card, you can use experimentation for free and get that Spice Must Flow. Well, not for free. You can use Talaxu Puppet to count as your 9th persuasion. But again, if you don't win this conflict, you feel like the game's probably passing you by here. You can just see players are just getting... They're not sure how to proceed anymore. This is getting really murky. Everywhere they look, there's problems. Oh, he finds he's convincing. That is a wild draw. So, Leo's going to feel happy about that. Spice Must Flow is coming. He's not going to worry about Taxi Puppet's endgame. He'll just take the spice and call it a day. He's at 10 swords. But he's going to struggle to get a ton more firepower. So no one's got a Talaxu point yet in this game, which is wild. Beast is just going to go Carthag and just truck it in. Oh, no. How does he find ambush? What? Oh, but he might lose it still. I think Helena's dispatching an envoy to secrets here. I think that's a really cool move. Helena to dispatch her Spice Must Flow card to secrets. She's got plans. And she is! Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. Alright, here we go. I've seen so much secret seeing today. It's great. Well, Beast hates this. If Beast loses ambush, he's going to be sickened. Refocus is found. But we've got intrigues to deal with first. What happens here? If Beast loses ambush, it's a catastrophe. It's economic. Well, he'll be unhappy to see that. War chest is taken from a laser. That's good for the Beast. That's 4 swords less that a laser does not have. Beast might stumble his way into winning this conflict. It's pretty amazing if he does. Well, I mean, he's Should have been safer than this, but he might get there. He's basically just had an 8-sword swing against the lasery Kaz before getting to combat, which is absolutely insane. And Laser's in some trouble here. A lasery Kaz is in some trouble here. I'm not sure what she's going to do. She's running out of intrigues now as well. Sonic Snoopers is losing effect. Maybe you should have peeled it off a little sooner. Did she leave it too long? Where's she going with this? Just going to go fold space for the point? Or is she going to fight for the Throne Alliance? And she is. Oh my god. Truthsayer's found. It's not helping her a ton though. Helena's going to be put to task here. Lido with 9. He can use experimentation and Talaxi Puppet still get his spice. I think that's what he should do. He's got 9 persuasion. For me, use experimentation, bump up, get the Talaxi point, get the 2 spice, go to Haga Basin or something, do whatever you want. Use Talaxi Puppet. You're not going to get Talaxi Puppet's endgame point off here. I think it's too late. You're not getting a research station. You're not getting enough experimentations on. I think it's really hard to get that point out of it. If Talaxi Puppet just gets you the point now, I would just take it. I really don't like anything else. Unless you're going specifically for some kind of tech that you desperately want. But it just feels a bit late in the day for that now. And when you just, there's so much spice to be gained here. You go to Haga Basin and get 5 spice, effectively, for using experimentation. Like, a laser's going to reveal before you and take this spice if you don't do it. He has 2 actions. He doesn't want to give any of them up. But I don't think there's a way for him to not... I think he just has to give up an action here and just take the spice on slow point. I just don't really see a way... Oh my god. He goes to Mentap for a redraw. And he had Opulence, that's why. He had Opulence. That was his last card. I didn't realize that. Well, in that case, I don't hate it. Surely that was... Yeah, I mean, if you knew it was Opulence... Well, now he has to give up the action anyways for Mutaxi to get hold of 2 points here, right? That's what the intention was, right? Maybe he felt a bit aggrieved at the misdraw Arrakis. I don't know. Beast is just going to keep firing in. There's nothing else for him to do here. You can look at his discard all you want. He's just going to truck it in. Can Helena find 2 points? She's desperately looking for Spice Must Flow. She's absolutely loaded with... Oh my god. Can she... Is there... Oh, I don't know if she can get the Talaxu point. Gruesome is a beetle bump, but she can't use the specimens for it to get the other beetle because it's not Harvest Cells. So refocus officially is... yeah, officially you still got to shuffle your deck. It is still officially a reshuffle of the deck, even though you don't know what the top card is necessarily. Not really relevant to a lot of people, but it is officially that happens. That's 9 persuasion. So what does Helena do here? Is there any way to get 10 points right now? There's no Benny bump. I think the only option for Helena is she goes Carfag and tries to find a bump for the Bene Gesserit with Gunfops. If she does, it's 10 points. And the game's going to end. And I feel like if this goes 8 rounds, I don't think Helena's winning this. I think it's the only move I can see that would end the game now. I don't see anything else. I think we're seeing why she probably shouldn't have picked Gola, by the way. Twice she's pulled it, and twice she's not used it. It's Carfag and hope to find a Benny bump. bribery, finesse, the actual Benny bump itself. None of them are out. They're all there. It could be a game winner. It's the move for me. It's very low odds, but like, what, 8%, 10%? It's better than 0. I don't see any other move. Oh, Smuggles. Oh, I think Helena should have gone for it. I don't see what else there was to lose. I don't know what there was to lose there. She's thinking about getting the money together for economic and war chest for 2 endgame points, and there is some truth in this. Here we go. Sonic Snoopers it is. Private Army's going. Harvest Cells is going. Everything's going here. Not corner. So everything's going. Okay, everything's good here. So here we go. Everything but corner. What is found? Double cross is not helping. Machine culture was good until you took off the thing. Cannon turrets means that no one else has it. And stage incident for a point. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5. Does a laser just grab a tech here? Like training drones. She can't buy the spice. She could go to... Is there any way she can deploy a troop and then double cross to staged here? Cities are blocked. She's got no Hardy Warriors access. I don't think there's any way to do it. And that's what she's looking at here, but it's not on. Did a laser just leave it too late to do this? Diplo's coming. She might go Haga Basin just to try and give Highline a potential next round if somehow Beast doesn't draw it or misses it or something that weird happens. But I think maybe a laser just left it too late. And now she's scrambling. This game she was in definite advantage of early on. It's now starting to come apart here at the seams. I think Haga Basin is coming. I think Haga Basin is coming here. Yeah. She's in trouble as a laser. Lido, I think, should just reveal and play Puppet. And take 2 points. And hope this game goes another round, which it looks like it's going to. And then reassess. I do think Lido's in big trouble, though. Lido is going to have to somehow win this next conflict. I don't know how he's going to do that. Also, no Talaxu point still. That's missing. He'll cull out now. Well, that tells the table that he doesn't have. I'm not gonna lie. I think I would have rather trashed the dagger than that card. It's just me. So Beast is gonna get this, sort of courtesy a little bit of an assist from Helena. I don't know if Beast is favorite, but Diplo's coming. Maybe. It's in here. Oh no, it's his next card? Oh my god. It freaking is as well. Wow. Maybe Beast is favorite to go through now. Spice for Helena gets her to 9, but she cannot end the game. She just can't end it. Desperate to end this, but there's no way. The problem is, if anyone ever secret steals, Helena's almost certainly losing points. Unless somehow they steal a gruesome, which is, it's 1 in 4. Other than that, she's losing points on a secret steal. Laser's considering, like, does she, like, double-cross yellow just to get an intrigue? I don't think it's really worth it. Spice, 2 swords. She gets the Talaxu point first. How we've gone 7 rounds and no one scored that, I don't know. Four to buy. It's not a great row. She might have an Atomics once on a blue moon here. Everyone else has revealed. There's nothing that takes your fancy. I'd probably Atomics the row and see if you can find something cool. But just decides not to bother. I think I would have hit the row there. You never know. You might find, like, Web of Power or something. That was a missed opportunity. This is going to pass around. So Beast is going to get this victory, which I didn't think it was likely. But he's just brute forced it. And we're going 8 rounds. At this point, I have no earthly idea how this is going to end. Imperial Basin. That is 5 flag combats in 8 rounds. That's insane. Beast has Diplo. If he's going to highline, he's just got to do it. And the alliance is still open. You know, redraws Opulence. Helena's hand is really difficult. Helena might just be relying on endgame here. I mean, if she gets to smuggling and somehow doesn't lose a card that's not gruesome, she's going to be at like 13 points from endgames with Chow Murky. It will win the match. Beast probably feels like he's got to try and win the game, win the fight, the battle again, but it's really hard. The problem is you don't highline. Alazer does. What other options has Beast got here? The problem is when he highlines, there's not much else for him to do. I think highlining is good, though. He's got it, because he can highline. That gets him his 4th influence with the Spacing Guild. And then if he goes High Council, it's just a straight point from Grand Conspiracy. I just don't see how you don't highline here. Like, it just has to be the right move, right? What else have you got? Could Selective Breed. I don't honestly like that. It's a bit, it's fine. But this is real knockout territory here. It feels difficult to win 2 combats in a row, but you've got ambush behind you. He was hoping to find his ring again and he didn't. I just don't see how you don't highline here. You could conceivably highline with Corrupt Smuggler. Oh, he can't do that. He doesn't... Oh, is he going to do this and give up highline? No. Oh my good God. He's going selective. Well, here we go. Point taken. And now this combat is anyone's. Alazer has to win this fight. And she's highlining every day of the week here. It's 4 points. Friendship. Just everything here. Friendship, battle. She's still got detonation, remember? Here comes Helena. What does she do here? Does she defend the alliance? I think, honestly, I'm going Bene Gesserit, and I'm saying, alright, you want to go Fremen? You got to use an action to do it. I think for me, it's Bene Gesserit, get the intrigue. I think that's more important. Might disagree. But if Helena's going highliner, she's not likely to get the Hardy Warriors or Steel Suits. And she doesn't really want to go Steel Suits. Helena's got to take cash here, which is going to tell them that she's got money in tree. They might already know that. Helena might have said that she's got War Chest. In fact, didn't she steal both War Chest and Economic off of her opponents? For me, I'm going Bene Gesserit, and I'm telling Helena, alright, use an action up and do it. It's really hard to pull that trigger. If you bump up elsewhere... Look, if you're just going to bump up elsewhere, you might as well bump the Bene Gesserit. That's my honest view. If you're going to bump up any with plans in plans, you might as well bump Bene Gesserit, because it means that if you get Secret stolen and you lose plans, you don't lose that point. It's not easy. If you take the Bene Gesserit bump, you get to 4. How is anyone getting to 5 bumps on that alliance? Really hard to see how anyone does that. I think it's more valuable than going to... And also it gives you fodder if someone does Secret Steal to protect your cards in your hand. So for me, it's Bene Gesserit. And I would take the Intrigue and I would just kind of see what happens. And now if you lose plans, it's not a disaster. And plans isn't even that good to your opposition. No one else can score off plans currently. So it's Bene Gesserit for me. Take the alliance, take the intrigue, and white knuckle ride it. It's not an easy spot, this. I don't hate taking a moment and thinking about this. It's a big moment in this game. This is almost certainly last round, and the players will know that. But for me, Benny's the way to go. And you just say, alright, yellow, come take it. Tactician is found. It's kind of defensive fodder for secret stealing. But secret stealing is not so good now because it's really hard for people to take the alliance. So sometimes people doesn't even go there. So what does a laser Kaz do here? Experimentation is down. She was very expecting to go Highline. She's eyeing up Hardy Warriors. But Highline's still got to be the move here. It's just 4 points. If you win the conflict, it's just 4 points. Trying to work out if Helena's got access. Trying to work out what the last card is. There's a few in there. Diplo is not in her discard. So she's thinking, does Helena, can Helena get to Highline anyways? Counter Dispensation would be Highliner. What is this move? What is this move? What? You're gonna give Helena a 6 spice? She's doing this to take the Throne Alliance. And she's just gambling that Helena can't get to Highliner. That is all this is. It is a gamble that Helena does not have Highliner access. That is pretty brave. It could be a moment of genius. Of course Diplo got trashed from Helena. Of course it did. I forgot about that. She has no access whatsoever. Oh, and Ooba's realised it. She's going to double cross here. And I think Trick Transports is coming. She's just going to protect her hand at this point now. I mean, you've turned it face up. I mean, you don't have to play it, but the players now know you've got it. You probably just use it here. What should you do with Machine Culture is the question. Machine Culture is getting used now, right? Yeah, I think you use this, use Machine Culture, Training Drones, Highline, and you just get it in here, and you just look to take this combat down. Yeah, I didn't feel that Helena trashed her Diplo. Well, what's going on here? Okay, she's changed her mind. So, backtracking here. Eleza's got a different plan. Is she just going highline first, I guess? I think she just feels she has to go highlining first here. Maybe she did miss that Helena doesn't have access. Dispatch has always been played. There are 2 of them. Just gonna highline first. But now Helena knows what's coming. But is there any way Helena can defend against this? Don't know. Quite fortunate here, actually, because Helena actually has Chani and could defend this alliance. There is a negotiator up in Eliza. I can't tell her that she's got a negotiator because it's optional. It's not mandatory to take it. So I can't tell her to save the spice. Table might tell her. But I can't. She's definitely allowed to use negotiator for that purchase. Yeah, the 6th spice. Yeah, that's what's going on here. So Ooba doesn't realize that Helena can't get to Helena anyways. That's what's happening here. I thought Ooba had actually sussed out that Helena can't get there. But Diplo is gone and she never bought any other cards for it. So the funny part is that it doesn't actually matter. Pretty funny. And besides, she can have dispensation to get there anyways. So, you know. In any event, Duke Leto, in the meantime, has gone research station with Duncan, trying to pick up Spiceman's Flow, which he's got. What's he doing here? Does he bump down? I think you just got to bump up for the beetle here. You haven't drawn both experimentations. Yeah, I think I'm bumping up here to get the Talaxu point. Call it a day. But this is I don't feel like Leto's going to factor into this finish anymore here. Beast Raban. I think he's also out of options here. He had the choice to highline, and he turned it down. And now faces this situation. He's going to go High Council because he needs it for... But now he doesn't have 4 Persuasion with any factions. Yeah. Well, he finds shifting, so that'll cheer him up. He can now shift to High Council and get a point. He might even still be able to steal the Spacing Alliance. Oh my god, is Beast going to finish like 12 points here? What an insane draw. He can go High Council and shift like Emperor to Spacing, take the Alliance, and get Karen Conspiracy going, and finish on like 11 points here. That's insane. Now Uber's seen it. Technically, someone could say no, but it's not my business. So, Helena is just reliant on endgames now. What else could you do here? She's got 2 points coming from endgames, but the Fremen Alliance is toast. She has to go Carthag. She absolutely must go Carthag now. I don't think there is any other option. You gotta go Carthag and try and find an intrigue. Gets it again. Bribery's out there. Finesse is out there. You know, the hard bump with the factions out there. You gotta try and find one of these, I think. If you find Finesse, you lose the Fremen Alliance, you can Finesse away from it, and then still take the bump with another faction. And that gets you plans within plans point. It's gotta be Carthag, right? You could go invasion ships, Savfk, to get more troops in, but I don't know how meaningful that's going to be. Spice tiebreaks is a thing, except you have Chalmerky, so it doesn't matter. Could conceivably go invasion ships and then Savfk. Could go invasion ships with Dreadnought and then Arrakis to get the money back. I think Savfk's the better move, truthfully. Yeah, I think Savfk was the better move. You had to give yourself some kind of out here, I think. You know the alliance is gone, so you've got to try and give yourself some chance of rescuing yourself out of the situation, and... yeah, this is the problem. So now Plans is doing nothing. You've got 2 endgame points currently. But you do not have the Talaxu point. And this is a disaster now. I think Laser Kaz is going to win this. I think Ooba's played pretty solidly. Maybe he's a little bit fortunate how this table, how the game's kind of gone down here. But this looks over. Leo's trying to dig himself out of trouble here. This is going to use with his Signet Ring to at least get his Emperor point. Get some troops in. Blackmail's not useful. Vicious Talents is only certain things. Gives him an opulence point as well. Once you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's going to go Tet Negotiation with his Signet Ring. That gets him his Spice Must Flow point for 8. Opulence gets him to 9. And Spice Must Flow gets him to 10. Beast does find the move at High Council. So this is going to net him some points. He has to take spacing. There's nothing else makes any sense here. Remember, they're still playing for second places here. The 3 high-risk scoring second places of the knockouts also get through. So there's plenty to fight for here. Even if it looks like Alator's going to win. And Chalmerky is playing its part in that. So, but Helena just has no options anymore. She's got nothing. She has no actions. Yeah. I guess, technically speaking, you should go Tet Negotiation just to block people. And you might as well buy, like, I don't know, you buy something if you want. But I would just go Tet Negotiation just to block people and stop them from scoring. I don't think anything else makes any sense here. Unless there's a card you can pick up via Mentat. Trying to see what they're going to draw here. Chani and Experimentation. Chani is... oh, Experimentation is a point. Because it gets them their Specimen. But they find Chani. Unfortunate. Good spot there by Helena, realizing the Experimentation was a point there. Unlucky. Unlucky. Alazi's just going to grab as much spice as humanly possible here. They are worried about endgames. I don't know why you'd go there and save the water. I guess technically it's better for your tiebreakers, I suppose. So Leto gets Tick Negotiation. Oh, he doesn't need to. He can go Savfk. I miscounted his hand. Breakthrough's interesting. He can go upwards on the Talaxu track. Blackmail is not usable for him. So I actually don't hate that. I would go up and then go upwards on the Talaxu track. And yeah, you might as well you might as well go for it, I think. You know, you might find something interesting, maybe. I don't know what you could find. But blackmail is not usable. Unless you think you're going to spend everything to go for the combat victory. Is he really considering blackmailing? And going for this? He technically has enough swords. And he has lost the Spacing Alliance now. Oh my god. Is Duke Leto gonna win this game? I have no idea what's gonna happen here. But Duke Leto's... he's coming for this conflict. And Laser does get a point regardless of staged, even if she loses the fight. But she has no endgame. She's so reliant on winning this conflict. Is there one last twist in this game? Beast is just going to cash in his shipping, I guess. Not much else to do. Just get as much spice as possible. He gets his Grand Conspiracy point off as well. So Beast is going to finish at 11 in some spice. Helena missed her coin flip. But she's got endgames coming. Duke Leto looks like he's going to win this fight. I do not know how this is going to end. Enough. Retreat to fight another day. It's a good try, Leto. It's a good try. Helena might as well go for... well, the thing is, it's weird. Helena doesn't need the spice, but this game's obviously not going another round here. So... it's been a funny odd match, this. But I think Helena's going to finish at 11. I think Leto might finish at 11. I think Beast is going to finish at 11 here. I have no idea how this is going to end. She's just going to dig around and try and find, like, anything useful. Water Peddler is a resource. It improves your endgame tiebreak. Might as well. I do not know how this is going to end here. Just kind of digging for anything. In the shadows, looks good, but you can't do anything with it, unfortunately. Carl has already been used. Ligo's got it, so... I'm just digging away. Can you imagine if she, like, turned over, like, Liet Kynes there, and Green has a way of getting it, and then, like, takes Blue's Alliance or something? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I'd also be pretty scared of that. Like, if you turn over, like, Lady Jessica, and, like, Leto grabs it and takes Blue's Alliance, can you imagine? So, I don't know what's going to happen here. I am just a witness now. Some of you might be puzzling this out to work out who might actually win this. But Duke Leto's got 9 swords to chuck at this. And it's enough. But I think he dies on resource tiebreak. Oh, what's he doing? It gets him some troops, which is a tiebreak. Yeah, I guess so. Troops eventually does fall into tiebreaks. Might as well grab the troops. You never know. This crazy, crazy game. Beast is going to finish. He's got 5 and a spice. Nothing for him to grab. 6 and a spice. So here we go. Beast has 4 swords. Helena's only got 3. She can't win. She can't get anything out of this. She'll gruesome now, but it's too late to get the specimens in, unfortunately. Again, she missed a coin flip. Unfortunate. Honest to God, I actually legit think if she finds the experimentation, and that I think Gideon actually wins the match. Because she's got these endgame points coming. Which is wild. Not really for Helena. I mean, Helena... There's not really any point to gruesoming here. Like, it's last round. It doesn't really matter. I think it's irrelevant here. Duke Leto's going to win this fight. And a lasery Kaz, after all of this, I think she's out. In this quite incredible match. But Helena cannot buy the specimens. If only she pulled experimentation. A laser's hoping among all hope she wins. So we're just kind of playing it out here. Cannon turrets. And Hzia breaks the heart of a lasery Kaz. An insane finish, this. There's the stage incident. There's nothing else to do here. Alright, everyone make sure you take all your in-game stuff once you're done here. Take it all nice and slow. So, combat is resolved. Beast has a point.
1 point from Grand Conspiracy.
And it's good enough. Leto wins it, but dies on tie breaks. But Helena wins with Chow Murky and 2 endgame points. And Gideon finds himself through to the next round. What a ridiculous match this has been. Brutal for Beast. Just a brutal game.
The deciding factor in a 3-way tie. Holy crap.
It was absolutely nuts. Holy crap.
Yes, this game, I agree, was absolutely nuts.
It's a brutal finish, isn't it? It's an absolutely brutal
finish.
finish in all sorts of ways. I mean, I don't know where to begin in analysis. I mean, it's like everyone had chances to win this game. I mean, this was all over the place. I don't know how Blue won the last combat, by the way. Like, I mean, you got an assist off Helena. She like ripped a load of swords off of Helena, ripped it off Green. Because I thought once you strong arm as well, like, I didn't see how you win that conflict. Then you find ambush. Then War Chest gets taken.
Yeah.
I mean, that was insane. And then Chow Murky just comes out of nowhere. Helena dicing with like in games and plans and this alliance here. Yeah, it was interesting. I thought with the here you'd realize that Helena didn't actually have any access to here anymore because she got rid of a Diplo. She has no way to get in there. She's got nothing. She only ever had 1 card, and yeah, she ripped it off. I thought you'd realize that, but then you pulled about like, oh, you didn't realize that. But yeah, you could have gone there safely, unless she has the other dispatch, which is super rare. She doesn't get it. The only thing I was thinking for Helena is maybe she goes Carfag to like try and protect this alliance. I'm curious to know what the next thing would have been. Yeah, it might have been a point for someone, but this was a ridiculous match. I mean, it's probably match of the knockouts, the ones I've covered. There's been some good games, but this is just chaotic. I
felt a bit unlucky round 4 when I went secrets because I was gonna go get Sonic Snoopers and get rid of Grand Conspiracy because I had cornered the market. And then Ooba goes and grabs Sonic immediately after I go here.
Yeah, I mean, it's never good.
And then this gets stolen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... I mean, it's chaotic, this. I mean, It's one of those games where I don't really think
and I lost this.
you
one
lost
as
that, but
well.
there was secret ceiling everywhere. Like there was loads of it, and that's what happens when someone's sitting with like 8 intrigues. You're gonna see a lot of that. And that's the way it goes sometimes. Everyone got stuck with positions where they just couldn't cycle cards out. So yeah, Secrets was very busy here.
Yeah.
It's one of those games I don't think anyone really deserves to lose. I mean, Gideon goes through, and you'll have to hope for making through it as a top finisher. But yeah, this was just a crazy match.
Yeah.
I was trying to draw this card on the final turn. I drew Cheney instead.
Yeah, you find experimentation. It's just a point. Yeah.
That would have been a point.
You did spot that. Fortunately, you didn't need it in the end, but you did spot that it was a point for you, and that was a good spot there. So good job at that. But
And then this one, I drew 1 turn too early, and I guess I didn't protect this alliance because of plans.
Yeah, you greeded a lot on factions. There's no question about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm exhausted. I'm sure you guys are.
Great game. One of the greatest games, I think.
Really close game, so it was fun.
Yeah, crazy. Congratulations to Ooba and Hzia. It's been good. I hope you guys have enjoyed the comp.
Ooba looks like the winner here this round.
Yeah, I mean, win the combat. I mean, everyone had chances of winning this. It was just totally crazy match. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the comp. Grats Gideon and Jocke will have to wait for other results and see what happens.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Okay, thanks for the game, guys. Thanks for the tournament, and congrats.
Yeah.
Well played. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Right, bye.
I think this might be my first win as Helena.
Take it and run.
And you pull it off in the knockouts.
Yeah, good time to find it. Good time to find it.
Yeah. I mean, this was also luck. I'm not sure if I deserve this win because pulling these cards was lucky.
I felt a bit unlucky. I think I was gonna take this. I was gonna grab Solari for this one, but then that got stolen, and I got Piter to go for Corner the Market. But yeah, just one of those games.
So confirmation of the end results here, and Gideon does make it through on Chow Murky tiebreaker, and wins this. Gideon, has admits himself that he's not the most experienced player in the game, still kind of picking it up. That's insane. This is the first time he's ever won a game as Helena. What an insane statistic that is. That is crazy. But he takes this game down and finds his way through to the second round. A match with I Won't Be Creative, Harry Cheng, and yours truly in the second round. That is my second game. So I was very curious to see who'd be winning this. What a crazy match. And to be fair to Gideon, fair play to the guy. He stuck it out there. He got into some kind of really tricky spots. I think everyone did, to be fair. So he gets himself a match with myself, I suppose, for whatever that's worth in the second round. So good for him. Jocke is not certain to go through. 11 points and 8 spice puts him second in the fastest losers list. And he's not guaranteed to get through any stretch of imagination, but he might find his way there regardless. He will be a little disappointed to just not straight through. But this was just a wild match. So much happened. Ooba as well, had really good chances to win it. But yeah, with a laser, she'd set herself up to win one of these 2 endgame combats, and she didn't. If she maybe went heavy in round 6, for example, just to detonate the Dreadnought, maybe this would be a different game. Who knows? I mean, there's so many situations in this match where people could or could not have made different decisions that it feels... I could spend a while chatting about this in the comment section, but I'll leave it to you guys to sort of things you said. I mean, this was just... It was a super tight game. I think everyone got caught in some marginal decisions. Some of them I liked, some of them were risky. And Hzia as well with Lido, found the combat in the end, playing the part of spoiler, knocking out Ooba out of the competition. Just craziness really. Unfortunately but that's the way it goes sometimes. What a game, what a match. Definitely highlight of the round, no doubt about that. There's only a few more games to go. I don't see how we're going to top that in this knockout bracket. What a match. Anyways, that's the end for this extended video. This was a long game, but there was a lot going on. So thank you much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you all in the next conflict. Ta-ta.